I had a friend who worked at a clinic, and she was a medium. And every day after work, she would go across the street and to this bar and have a drink and just kind of unwind from the day. And one day she gets off of work, she goes over, she's having her drink, and she sees this ghost walk through this wall. And just walk up to the bar, stand there, and then turn around and leave. And she's like, that's never happened before, what's going on? And the next day she gets off of work. She goes over to the bar, sits down, the same thing happens. And she's like, okay, this is weird. And it happened for, kept on happening and happening. And one day she gets off of work, she's at the bar. She sees the ghost come in and standing at the bar, and she's like, excuse me, how come you always come up to the bar and just stand there and then walk away? And the ghost looks over and he says, because of the booze! Okay, all right, okay. So, seriousness of ghosts.
She's right.
Ghosts are real. Not necessarily the ones that hide in our basements and like to follow us around in the middle of the night. I'm talking about the ones of our own past. The ones that haunt us, the ones that keep us up at night. The very ones we are unable to let go of. Our wounds, hurts, traumas, our pain and our suffering. Well, I'm here to tell you, they can't hurt you anymore unless you allow them to. It's only supposed to hurt when it happens and when it heals. Between point A and point B, you're doing it to yourself. I'm speaking from experience on that one. And every time the ghost gets you, there is a saying. I think it comes from Buddhism, but I'm not 100% sure. In life, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. About a year ago, I told my life story to an ammonite, and I'm holding this ammonite. And as I'm telling my story, the ammonite just falls out of my hand, hits the rim of the singing bowl, and shatters into a couple pieces. As I am continuing to tell my story, I'm holding this ammonite in my hands, trying to fit all the pieces back together and holding it. And every time I try to fit the pieces back together, I notice little sand-like granulates falling from the ammonite. And I had this realization that whenever I try to do that to myself, there's a little itty-bitty part of me that's falling away. When we're hurt and traumatized and all that, when we try to pull ourselves back together and try to hold ourselves back together, there's a little bit of us that's just falling away, despite our best efforts to hold ourselves together. So, what do we do? And how do we move forward? No one really told us how. And for some of us, our parents were in that exact same boat with us. I had the opportunity to heal myself from the time of conception up until the current time that I was doing this around the end of COVID. And I was able to heal every part of myself, completely healed. And then there's this realization, okay, I'm healed, but nothing has changed. Everything was the same. And I'm like, okay, so what do I get out of this? And at the time, it just seemed like some art. I got some art out of it? Seriously? Nothing's changed? Why has nothing changed? Because if you don't change the way you think, all that healing would be for nothing. And that includes all the habits of the wounded self, all the thoughts and thought processes of the wounded self, acting from reaction instead of responding, the weight of suffering itself. the victimhood mentality, all the stories that you tell that do nothing but strengthen the suffering. And need I mention the self-abuse? How can I support the healing that took place? If we could do one thing to change our lives, what would that be? How about the way we think? We change those thought processes, those thought patterns. There's a Native American story about two wolves that live in each and every one of us. I'm sure we've all heard the story. The good wolf and the bad wolf, and they're constantly in conflict with each other. And the wolf that wins is the wolf that gets fed. And when you're coming from a wounded mentality, you're just out of habit feeding that wounded part, that wounded self. And in this instance, the two wolves represent the present moment, where you are right now, and the wounded past. Well, I got news for you. You don't need to wait to heal every year of your life. And if you can, that's great, that's fantastic. And if not, that's okay. Because nothing will change unless you take appropriate action. I am asking everyone who is here, and all those listening at home, or wherever you're at listening to this, to take that first step today. For there is no reason for the healed you to be acting and thinking like the wounded you. I have this Dragon Oracle deck, and when I was using it, there was this card in the deck called Speak Your Dreams. And what came to mind was, when I first saw this card, was it has nothing to do about our actual dreams, but it was how we speak when we are living our dreams. What language is being used? And the point from there, from where you're at right now, is learning that language. What words are spoken in this dream? How does that dream self speak? And what is different between that version and the version you are right now? And I guarantee you, it's all about those thought forms, those thought processes, those stories. And a lot of it is the journey of going from, I'm a victim and I'm throwing a pity party. Bring some cake. FYI, nobody brings cake to a pity party, okay? And you go from that to, I'm a survivor. I'm here to experience the world and allow the world to experience me. Not my wounded self, myself, the me I was born to become. And I'd like for everyone to repeat after me. No one brings cake to a pity party.
No one brings cake to a pity party.
One more time, faster.
No one brings cake to a pity party.
Awesome! Okay, so when I was going to the School of Metaphysics, they taught you that your most valuable resource is your attention. So what do you do with your attention? When you focus on your own suffering, you're giving those ghosts and those thought forms your most valuable resource. You are feeding the thought forms that hold you back and limit you. Instead, let's try something else. Let's find something we enjoy about ourselves and give that some attention. Even our undivided attention. Even the book Ask and It Is Given. How many people have read Ask and It Is Given by Jerry Nestor Hicks?
Yes.
And if you haven't, pick it up, it's a good book. In this book, they talk about, if you want to get a new car, you want to get this new car, but you're constantly complaining about this old, raggedy car you have that works only half the time. And the thought form is your old car. It's going to be hard to manifest that new car when all your attention and energy is going into this old car. Because that old car is now the thought form. That's what's being manifested. Well, stop it. Just stop. You want a new car, so put all your attention into the new car. Talk about the new car. Talk about, what you want and like about the new car, and do your best to resist talking about what you dislike about the car you have now. And you know what? It took me until reading this book, Living with Joy, by Sonia Roman, that you focus on the things you like about yourself. What you like about yourself, what you appreciate about yourself. Wait, what? Come on, Sundragon. Connect those dots. Everything is connected. Years back, so this is really interesting. Years back, my first talk was up in the infinity room. It's a room that goes on forever. Or maybe it's just me being lazy, I don't know. It was about building excitement and bringing each day into a place of excitement. Each day you're opening this gift. And what does this day hold? Having that excitement of what the day has in store for you. And it's about building up that excitement so you can start each day. And little did I know that Sonia talks about the same thing. Except instead of excitement, it's about peace and love and joy and all the things within ourselves. And we can do that with joy. We can do it with love, with gratitude, and we can learn to appreciate things that we've always taken for granted. And we do that, we learn to appreciate ourselves, our loved ones, those who are close, and others we meet. And as we do this, we build new thought forms. And the love we have for ourselves grows and builds. And as you come across those times where your shadow comes out, you're able to give that part of yourself the love it needs so it can heal. So I am just a little bit about myself. I'm a recovering Catholic. And one of the things I enjoyed about going to church every day was peacetime. And every Sunday during service, the priest invited everybody to shake hands and say, "Peace be with you." So I would like to bring a little bit of that into here right now. So I'd like for all you to take just a deep breath and allow yourself to just relax a little bit. Just relax. And then stand up. And I'd like to offer you to offer your hand to the person next to you, behind you, in front of you, and say, "Peace be with you." Okay, so we can all find our seats now. That was fun, wasn't it? We got to experience a little bit of peace and joy and love and all that stuff. So now we have something to feed on, to grow off of, so we don't have to live in that victimhood mentality anymore. We can go on as survivors. We can live to tell our tale. And as we do that, we can get rid of the things that weigh us down. And that frees us up for our attention, so we can stop manifesting situations and people that strengthens those thought forms. We instead use our attention and focus on the things we appreciate about ourselves. We take the time to find things that we can appreciate about ourselves. This invites new thought forms to come in, going from victimhood to survivor. I invite everyone, when they get home, to write a list of accomplishments and successes, as well as anything that might come to you that you enjoy about yourself. And give that your undivided attention. And by giving that your undivided attention, you are building new thought forms. And one of my recent thought forms is, it kind of started with all this going on with how heavy politics has become. And I looked at my artist statement, and my artist statement said, in this world full of hate, and I'm like, wait a minute. Am I playing a part in all this hate here? Is my thought form of hate? No, my artist statement needs to change. So I changed my artist statement, and I took hate out of my artist statement. Because my life has no room for hate. And that is my biggest, newest thought form. And so, I'd like to end with a quote from Dragon Ball Z, a character named Gohan. After I had this battle with Cell and they wished everybody back to life, Gohan with his friends are standing at the top of the tower, and he raises his arms and says, "Today is the first day of the rest of our lives."
Yes.
So with that, I thank you.